How old is too old to learn this game? That is the question. You know, I was looking at my analytics the other night, and over 25% of you are over the age of 65. And I found that to be very interesting because that was the age that I was when I started playing this game back in 2021. And in fact, I'm going to be 70 years old here in November, coming up really quick. Now, I've got a few things that I want to cover with you, and I think I'm qualified because of my age, and I should be able to help you. I want to cover stroke, stance, stepping into the shot line, and then I'm going to cover a fourth thing, and that is scheduling, and that is about putting together the time to practice this game. It's so important. Without further ado, let's start out with the pool stroke. So the main concern that I have heard through these years in the comments section from the older players is their inability to get low on the cue. So I want to address that. And it's not necessary that we have to be right on the cue like those pros, those young guys. They got their chin right on the cue. Now I can do this, but even I don't feel comfortable here. And I can make the shot, but it just seems awkward to me because I had to lift my head up quite a bit. So I try to stay about 4 inches above. But here's my main point about this. Wherever you find that you need to be comfortable, try to maintain that angle. So let's say that you're like this. You're not even, you're a foot up here. And in fact, back in the old days, Willie Mosconi and all those guys, those older guys, old-time players, I shouldn't say older guys, they were young men back then, but they were great players. They were up on a cue like this. If you'll notice, you watch them, but they got the job done. But the key is that they're always in that same position. They weren't down here one shot and up here another. So maintain whatever it is that you have to do to be over the cue. In fact, if I'm up high like this, I don't know if I can make it. I'll try it. Seems awkward to me, but I'll try it. Well, I made it. The key is there, is my stroke was straight. And that's another thing. We've got to have a straight, smooth pool stroke. Now, let's go from that height of us being off the cue, maintaining that height, to another very important thing about the stroke. This is very common, not only with the older player, but with the younger player as well. Too many of us grip the cue too tight. I know we've all heard it. I heard it for a long time. I had to have a loose grip, and I thought I had one. It wasn't loose enough. And when I started to really loosen it to the point where it was just hinging in my hand is when my game soared. And that was almost 2.5 years ago. And I've been in stroke on a daily basis because of that right there, just that alone. It was such a helpful thing. So the pool stroke's got to be straight and smooth, and that brings that hand in. And then the other thing is we've got to have our head position in the right orientation. Okay, above at a certain point, then stay at that point. Don't get low some shots and high on others. So that's the pool stroke, and those are the two most important things about that. So now let's cover stance. So the most important thing about the pool stance is stability. And as we get older, sometimes we're not as stable, so that is even more important. And I want to cover some things that will help you. So as I look at this straight-in shot, and I come into it, the main thing, I don't want to have my feet too much in line with the shot line. I want to have width here. And that's going to plant my body and put the center of my body on this shot line. That gives me stability. I feel very stable. The other thing is there's a third point that's very, very important, and what I like to do, and it helps this aspect of my stance, is I like to lock my back leg. Now, you may not be able to do that. As we get older, some players have had injuries through their life. Their knee may be a problem. They can't do it. So you may have to have a little bend in yours. But I like to stiffen my leg if I can on every shot. And then when I'm on the shot, what that does is it plants my hand on the table. And that finishes my tripod. This is a tripod. We got two feet on the ground and a hand on the table. That makes me very, very stable. It's so important to be stable. We cannot be moving as we shoot, right? So here I'm going to go ahead and try to make this shot. I feel very good. I got my back leg is locked. I'm on the shot line. My hand is pressing down on the table. Just have to make a nice stroke. Very, very important, the stance. Get yourself stable, it's going to help you. Now let's get into stepping into the shot line. Stepping into the shot line, so important. There's no physicality here. This is just about discipline. And it's so important that I wanted to cover this. It doesn't matter if you're a 25-year-old or a 65-year-old. You want to do this the same. Now what I do is I like to look at the shot. Even if it's a fairly easy shot, like that's not difficult. It is difficult with a 2.5-inch opening because those are pocket reducers there. But I'm going to look at this line. And what am I looking at? I'm looking at where the ghost ball is going to hit that 9 to pocket that ball in that corner. Now, I'm back away from the shot too, so I can visualize everything. And then I'm going to slowly, and I repeat slowly, walk over to the cue ball as I'm fixated on that ghost ball. And I want to position my body where I know it needs to be in relationship to that ghost ball. And from here, when I feel I'm there, I want to go slowly down onto the shot. I don't want to go fast. I don't want to go down quick. I want to go slow. And I want to stress something else. I see a lot of players, when they're looking at a shot, they'll just do this. And then they'll come around. Don't do that. Stand back away from the shot, look at the line going in, come around it slowly, feel your body in position, and slowly come down on the shot. And from here, make your feathers, confirm that you're going to make the shot, stop at the back of the cue ball, clear all clutter from your mind, slowly come back, and push the cue through. And that's how you do it. Very, very important to follow those steps. That's a pre-shot routine. Don't get lazy. It's going to help your game. Now let's get into the pool drills.
The first of 3 pool drills is the straight in. I'm primarily working on stance and my stroke in this case. As you work on this exercise, try to maintain a still body, and your positioning over the cue should be the same. And as a reminder, make sure you maintain a loose grip as you stroke through the shot and hold the position on your follow-through. Drill 2 is a standard cut shot into a corner. Now the reason I want to show you this one and have you shoot this exercise is it has everything to do with the pre-shot routine that I covered in one of my earlier segments. This exercise not only will benefit the 65-plus-year-old, but it's also good for every player because we have to stay disciplined as we perform our pre-shot routine. Laziness when it comes to this aspect of our pool game will hinder our shot-making consistency. The third drill is a 4-ball rotation drill called the center field exercise. This drill is a great exercise because it puts a premium on our pre-shot routine and it also works on our position play. And did you notice something? This exercise involves the same shots that we shot in drill 2. This is what I call practicing with purpose because we've structured our exercises in a sequential order. I like the concept of using shots in previous exercises that will be used later within our final exercise.
So now this brings us into scheduling our practice sessions. I'm not going to sugarcoat it here. You must practice this game if you want to improve. So here's what I do. I'll give you my look on how I have to practice, and maybe it'll help you. Maybe it's going to be too much for you, so you're going to have to find a fit that fits your lifestyle and your schedule. For me, because I'm retired, I'm able to play in the morning and play at night. And I like to play late at night, so I usually start around 11 o'clock and I'll usually play till 2 or even 3 in the morning. I try to get the 3 hours in at night, and then I try to play in the morning sometime around noon to, I say morning because I get up late, so around noon to 3. And I might even fit in a few racks even between there. But mainly I want to get those 3 hours in the morning and 3 hours at night, and I want to be structured in my practice. So I want to have a mission. When I go into the practice, I want to know what I'm going to do, and I want to achieve what I want to do. Put goals and then try to achieve them. But it's so important to make sure that you stay consistent. I try to do it every day. Now, some of you can't do that because you've got life in the way. If you can get in 5 days a week out of 7, that'd be good. If you can practice for 3 hours, not 6 like I do, that's okay as well. The key here is you want to stay consistent with it and practice with purpose so that you put together a structured practice that will address those areas of your game that are lacking, that you're struggling with. And if you guys want to put any questions or comments in the comment section, you can reach out to me. I'm very approachable, and I'll be able to put together maybe a little program for you that'll help you address those problem areas. So practice is so important, you got to do it. So I hope I've given you some things to think about if you're an older player. If you found this video to be helpful, do me a favor and please share this video. It helps me and my channel, and I need your help. We're building a coalition of positive-minded pool players that want to learn this game. Also hit that thumbs up because it helps drive the algorithm. And please check out our new website, ronthepoolstudent.com. And if you'd like to support the channel, please make a purchase within our store, as it would be greatly appreciated. And if you'd like to see another informative tutorial, watch this one right here. And until next time, like I always say, keep on practicing.